Hi, I am Savaya, lecturer in physics, working in Vignan institutions. So this session is the continuation to the previous session. In the previous session, I explained the motion of the charged particle in the magnetic field. In that session, we derived the equation for the radius of the circular path and the time period of the rotation of the particle when it enters perpendicular to the magnetic field. When the particle enters at some angle with the magnetic field, the particle describes the helical structure, and for that helical structure, I explained about the radius of the circular motion, time period of the motion, and also the pitch. In this class, I am going to explain few problems to understand that concepts. So, see that first problem. In an experiment, electrons are accelerated from rest by applying a voltage of 500 volts. Calculate the radius of the circular path if a magnetic field of 100 millitesla is then applied. So here the electrons are accelerated. We know that the mass of the electrons is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg, and the charge of the electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs, and it is given that the accelerating potential V0 is equal to 500 volts and the intensity of the magnetic field is given by 100 millitesla, that is equal to 100 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Tesla. This data is given and we want to determine the radius of the circular path described by the electrons. Already we know that the radius of the circular path R is equal to mv divided by qb. This is used when mass of the particle and velocity of the particle are given. But here mass is given for us, velocity is not given for us. That's why this equation can be rewriting as so this equation is used when mass of the particle and the velocity of the particle are given. Here only the mass is given, velocity of the electron is not given. In such cases, the equation can be modified so that it contains the known values. So this can be written as R is equal to square root of 2m q v0 divided by qb. Here V0 is the accelerating potential. In terms of the accelerating potential, the formula for the radius of the path is given by R is equal to square root of 2m q v0 by qb, which can be written as square root of 2m v0 divided by qb square. Now substitute the given values in that equation. We have R is equal to root of R is equal to root of 2 into 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 into 500 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 100 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square. So by solving these numericals, we get it as R is equal to 7.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters. Here the mass of the particle, charge of the particle are known for us, the accelerating potential is given, strength of the magnetic field is given. We want to determine the radius of the circular path. The basic formula for the radius of the circular path is R is equal to mv by qb. This is used when mass and velocity are given. But here velocity of the particle is not given, the accelerating potential is given. In terms of the accelerating potential, the radius of the circular path is given by r is equal to square root of 2m q v naught by qb, which is equal to square root of 2m v naught divided by qb square. By substituting the m value, v naught value, q value, b value, by making the mathematical simplification, we get it as r is equal to 7.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters. See that second problem. An electron revolving in a circular orbit in plane perpendicular to the uniform magnetic field of 6 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. Its time period is dash. So what is given? Here it is given that the revolving particle is the electron whose mass is known for us, which is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. The charge of the electron is also known for us, which is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. This particle enters in a uniform magnetic field of induction. B is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. Now we want to determine the time period of the rotation of the particle. We want to determine the time period of the rotation of the particle. We know that the time period of the rotation of the particle is given by t is equal to 2 pi m divided by qb. T is equal to 2 pi m by qb. Let us substitute the given values in that equation. It becomes t is equal to 2 into 3.14 into 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 6 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So by simplifying this, we get it as t is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 7 seconds. Okay, here mass of the particle, charge of the particle is known for us, the strength of the magnetic field value is given, and we want to determine the time period of the rotation of the particle in the uniform magnetic field. The formula for the time period is that t is equal to 2 pi m by qb. By substituting m value, q value, b value, by making the mathematical simplification, we have t is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 7 seconds. So see that problem. A proton and an alpha particle with masses in the ratio of 1:4 and charges in the ratio of 1:2 are accelerated from rest through a potential difference V. If the uniform magnetic field is set up perpendicular to their velocities, the ratio of the radii of the circular paths described by them will be dash. Okay, here two particles are given for us in this problem. The two particles are proton and alpha particle. This is proton and this is the alpha particle. Let m1, m2 are their masses and q1, q2 are their charges. Now in this problem it is given that the ratio of the masses is m1 is to m2 is equal to 1:4 and the ratio of the charges q1 is to q2 is equal to 1:2. The ratio of the masses is given for us. The ratio of the charges is also given for us. Now these two particles are accelerated by the same potential difference V naught. They are accelerated by the same potential difference V. Now whenever these particles are entering into the magnetic field, we know that they are describing the circular paths. We want to determine the ratio of the radii of the proton and alpha particle. So already we know that the radius of the particle in the uniform magnetic field is given by r is equal to mv by qb, this is equal to p by qb, this is equal to square root of 2mke divided by qb, and the same can also be expressed as r is equal to square root of 2mq v naught divided by qb, which can also be written as square root of 2m v naught divided by qb square. So there are four formulas for us. Now a question arises, out of these four formulas, which formula to be selected to compare the radii ratio? For that, in these four equations, different parameters are involved. Select the equation such that the physical quantity which is same for both the particles must present in that equation. Here, both are accelerated by the same potential difference. That's why the potential difference V is same for all the particles. That's why we have to select the equation which contains the potential difference term. So in this fourth equation, there is the potential difference term. That's why we have to select this equation r is equal to square root of 2m v naught divided by qb square. In this equation, we know that 2 is constant. The accelerating potential v naught is same for both the particles, and the strength of the magnetic field B is also same for both the particles, so that we can write it as r is proportional to square root of m by q. R is proportional to square root of m by q. From this we can write r is equal to r1 by r2 is equal to root of m1 by m2 into q2 by q1. Substitute the given m1, m2 values, q1, q2 values in this equation, then it becomes root of 1 by 4 into q2 by q1 is equal to 2 by 1. 1 by 4 is 1 by 4 into 2 by 1. This is equal to 1 by root 2. So the required ratio is R1 is to R2 is equal to 1 is to root 2. R1 is to R2 is equal to 1 is to root 2. Okay? If suppose the two particles are moving with the same velocity, we have to select the equation such that there must be the velocity term. In that case, we select this equation. If both the particles are moving with the same momentum, then we have to select this equation. If both the particles are moving with the same kinetic energy, then we have to select this equation to compare the radii of the two particles. Okay? That's why in these four equations, we have to select one equation such that the equation must contain the term which is same for both the physical quantities given in the problem. Right? So here, by solving the problem, the ratio of the radii is found to be R1 is to R2 is equal to 1 is to root 2, so that R proton is to R alpha particle is equal to 1 is to root 2. Right? So see that problem. An electron entering into the magnetic field of induction 1 Tesla with a velocity of 2 into 10 to the power of 3 meter per second at an angle of 30 degrees with the direction of the magnetic field. Find the radius and the pitch of the helical path. Suppose this is the direction of the magnetic field. An electron enters into the magnetic field with the velocity v by making an angle theta as shown in the figure. This velocity can be resolved into two components. One component parallel to the magnetic field, that is V parallel is equal to V cos theta, and one component perpendicular to the magnetic field, that is V perpendicular is equal to V sin theta. Let it be taken as V1, let it be taken as V2. Now, due to this perpendicular component, the particle describes the uniform circular motion. But due to this parallel component, the particle advances in the forward direction. As a result of that, this charged particle describes the helical motion like this. It describes the helical structure as shown in the figure. For that helical structure, we wanted to determine the radius and pitch of the helical path. Here, what are the given quantities for us? The given quantities are velocity v is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 3 meters per second, theta is equal to 30 degrees, and the magnetic field value is given by B is equal to 1 Tesla. V is given, theta is given, B is given for us. We wanted to determine the radius of the helical structure and also the pitch. You know that pitch is nothing but the distance advanced by the particle during one time period of time, or the distance advanced by the particle as it completes one rotation in the forward direction. Now, the formula for R is equal to M V perpendicular divided by QB. This is equal to M V sin theta divided by QB. So M value is given for us. That M value is R is equal to, here electron is given. For the electron, the mass is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 into V is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 3 into sin 30 is equal to 1 by 2 divided by the charge of the electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 16 into B is equal to 1. By making the mathematical simplification, we have the radius of the circular path described by the particle. The value is found to be, so the value is found to be 5.68 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Okay, this is the radius of the circular path. Next, the pitch of the rotation is given by x is equal to distance advanced in the forward direction, that is equal to the velocity in the parallel direction to the magnetic field into the time period of the rotation, that is V parallel into the time period of the rotation, that is equal to V cos theta into 2 pi m divided by QB. Substitute the values, it becomes 2 into 10 to the power of 3 into cos 30 is equal to root 3 by 2 into 2 into 3.14 into 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 1. By making the mathematical simplification, we get it as x is equal to 61.8 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So here in this problem, the concept is simple, but the mathematical calculations involved is somewhat complicated, so that we have to do the multiplications, divisions in the proper way. By that you will get the answers in the proper way. So radius is equal to 5.68 into 10 to the power of minus 9, and pitch of the rotation x is equal to 61.8 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So come to this problem. The figure shows a region of length L with a uniform magnetic field of 0.3 Tesla in it, and a proton entering the region with velocity 4 into 10 to the power of 5 meter per second, making an angle of 60 degrees with the field. If the proton completes 10 revolutions by the time it crosses the region shown in the figure, L is close to dash. Here, a proton enters into the magnetic field like this. It makes an angle of 60 degrees with the magnetic field. Now we know that due to the perpendicular component, it describes the circular motion, and due to the parallel component of the magnetic field, it moves in the forward direction, so that finally the motion of the particle is helical structure like this. In this problem, it is given that as the particle crosses the magnetic field region, it completes 10 revolutions. Already we know that the distance advanced by the particle for one revolution is defined as the pitch, x. If suppose it completes 10 revolutions, then what is the total distance of the magnetic field? The total distance of the magnetic field is nothing but L is equal to 10x. Here, the particle completes 10 revolutions, and for each revolution, the distance advanced by the particle is equal to x, so that the total length of the magnetic field is given by L is equal to 10x. Now, if you know this x value, the problem will be simplified. Now, already we know the formula for the pitch of the rotation. The pitch of the rotation x is equal to v cos theta the pitch of the rotation is given by x is equal to v cos theta into the time period of the rotation, that is equal to v cos theta into 2 pi m divided by qb. From this, the length of the region containing the magnetic field is given by L is equal to 10x, that is equal to 10 v cos theta into 2 pi m divided by qb. Now substitute the data given in the problem. This is equal to 10 into v is the velocity of the particle, which is given as 4 into 10 to the power of 5 meters per second, into cos theta. In that problem, theta is given as 60 degrees. That's why cos 60 is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 into 3.14 into m is the mass of the proton, which is given as 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg divided by q is the charge of the particle, which is given as 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into b is the magnetic induction value, which is given as 0.3 Tesla. Okay, so v is given, theta is given, m is given, q is given, b is given. By substituting all the values in the equation, we have the length of the region containing the magnetic field is given by this expression. So it contains many multiplications and other divisions. Do the mathematical simplifications. After simplifying that, we will get it as L is equal to 0.439 meters, which is close to 0.44 meters. So look into that problem. A charged particle of mass m and the charge q is moving with a velocity of v bar is equal to 2i plus 3j meter per second in the magnetic field of v bar is equal to 5j Tesla. Find the trajectory and the pitch. Here a particle is given. For that particle, the mass is not given. Let it be m. The charge is also not given. Let it be q. Now, the velocity of the particle is given by v bar is equal to 2i bar plus 3j bar, and the magnetic field is given by b bar is equal to 5j bar Tesla. Now, When the particle enters into this magnetic field with this velocity, what kind of the trajectory it describes and what is the pitch of the particle, they are going to be determined. Here, let it be the x-axis, let it be the y-axis, and let it be the z-axis, which are mutually perpendicular to one another. Here, the magnetic field is given by B bar is equal to phi j bar. It means the magnetic field is directed in the direction of the positive y-axis like this. This is the direction of the magnetic field which is given by B bar is equal to phi j bar. Now the velocity vector is given by V bar is equal to 2I bar plus 3j bar. It means that it has some component along the x-axis and also some component along the y-axis. Now, what is the component of the velocity parallel to the magnetic field? V parallel is equal to 3 meter per second. Why? Because the magnetic field is locating along the y-axis direction. That's why the y component of the velocity is parallel to the direction of the magnetic field. That's why V parallel is equal to 3 meter per second. And what is the component perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field? That is equal to 2 meter per second. So this 3 meter per second is parallel to the direction of the magnetic field like this. Let it be V1, and this perpendicular velocity V2 is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field like this. Now, due to this perpendicular component, the particle describes the circular path, and due to this parallel component, the particle advances in the direction of the magnetic field, so that the structure is helix. Now, what kind of the helix it is? To decide the direction, let us use the Fleming's left hand rule to decide the direction of the force. So I think you recall the Fleming's left hand rule. Let us keep the 3 fingers of the left hand perpendicular to one another. If the index finger indicates the direction of the magnetic field, if the middle finger indicates the direction of the velocity, then the thumb indicates the direction of the force. Here, the direction of the magnetic field is in the y-axis direction. That's why keep the index finger in the direction of the magnetic field and keep the middle finger in the direction of the velocity V2. If this is the direction of the magnetic field, this is the direction of the velocity, then the thumb indicates the direction of the force. That's why the force is acting along this direction. That's why the particle also describes the circular path along this direction like this. So let us try to understand by seeing the diagram. Like this, if suppose this is the y-axis, the particle will describe the trajectory like this. It will describe the trajectory like this due to the components perpendicular and parallel to the direction of the magnetic field. Now for this trajectory, we want to determine the pitch. You know that pitch is nothing but the distance advanced by the particle during the one time period of time, and which is given by the formula x is equal to time period into the velocity parallel to the magnetic field, that is here v1. Here the time period is equal to 2 pi m divided by qb into v1. Here b is given for us, v1 is given for us. Substitute the values, then we get the x value. That x is equal to 2 pi m into v1. What is v1? v1 is equal to v parallel component 3 divided by q into b. What is the strength of the magnetic field? 5 units along the y-axis direction. That's why b is equal to 5. So that the x value is equal to 6 pi m divided by 5q. if m value and q value of the particle are given, by substituting that values we can find out the x value in numericals. Here for the particle, mass is not given, charge is also not given, that's why we get the x value in terms of the mass and the charge of the particles. So I will meet you again in the next session with another topic. Thank you one and all.